not a savior smoker, we're here to save the day. We got tips and tricks, reviews and more. Join us on the back porch, that's what we're here for. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stake, let the stories unfold. In the back porch lounge where the vibe is bold. Shy about the shop, no need to fear. We'll teach you the ropes and make it all clear. Learn the lingo, find your cigar groove. With the Leaf Cutters crew, you got nothing to prove. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stake, let the stories unfold. In the back porch lounge where the vibe is bold. So grab your cigar, join the conversation. Let's light it up, spark some inspiration. The Leaf Cutters are here, the world to ignite. One stake at a time, under the porch light.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. And today in the Back Porch Lounge, we have another penny cigar.
Yay!
And it is the Warped, I'm going to say this wrong, Flor Del Valle. I hope that's pronounced right. But this is a Corona Especial, I believe is the size on it. Or the shape on it, I should say. The wrapper is Corojo, Nicaraguan Jalapa. The origin, of course, is Nicaragua. And the binder's Nicaragua, the filler's Nicaragua. It's a Nicaraguan cigar, folks.
Are you sure?
Pretty obvious. Well, I mean, consider that well, I won't say most, but a lot of stuff Warp does is in conjunction with Aganorsa.
Oh.
I would say that, it's pretty safe that, Nicaraguan is a big part of Warped. My beverage real quick. So, as we light up this cigar, Robert has a question.
Okay, so as a smoker, a regular old lighter will do. Yes. As a cigar smoker, I've discovered there are many different kinds of lighters out there. So, in your opinions, which one's the best one?
Okay.
I think there's like two prevailing opinions on that, and that's butane and matches, right?
Well, no, not really. It's more like a soft flame, jet flame matches type deal, right? And it's really all preference. A lot of people like the soft flame, which is your standard, cigarette lighter type deal. They like to use the soft flame. Some people say it leaves a taste on this, cigar whenever they smoke it. I haven't experienced that, but it is possible. But there are butane soft flame lighters as well, if you think about it that way. Now, if you're talking about the jets, like, should you do a 1-burner jet, a 2-burner jet, a 3-burner, 4-burner, 16-burner? I don't know. As far as where you can actually see the difference, honestly, is probably the thicker the cigar. So if you have like a thinner cigar like this, you don't need a 4, or bring out Andy's propane tank there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But it
for
really
winter.
depends on the thickness of the cigar. I mean, you can light one with a 4-burner, no problem, but it's kind of overkill. So it really depends on what you smoke. And honestly, you can get a bigger cigar with a 1-burner, jet. You could get a bigger cigar with a soft flame. You can get a bigger cigar with a match, but it's just going to take you longer to do so. Also, I mean, if you're going to talk about that, you got to talk about the benefits of each, right? So if you're usually smoking outside, a jet cigar lighter is going to do you the best because it's not going to be so susceptible to wind and things like that, where a soft flame would or a match would. But I mean, it's really all a matter of preference in my eyes. Like I said, that's the only distinguishable thing I can say is just the size of the cigar and where you're at when you're smoking it. Really depends what you want to light it with.
Going back to the whole, can you taste the can you taste the difference? Hey, butane's got a cleaner taste to it. I was having a discussion with a buddy the other day in regards to the classic Zippo and the soft flame that comes with the Zippo. And while, that holds up pretty well for me to light my cigar, the question he posed was, how do you keep from getting that taste? which turned into a whole different conversation. Because you can get that, leftover. This tastes like I just poured a little bit of, lighter fluid on the end of my cigar.
I know an easy way to not get that taste.
Yeah,
Lighter cedar spill.
Cedar spills are great too.
Yeah, cedar spills are great too.
They're not great for outside. I'm just saying.
I like using my stove.
I also prefer using the other cigar that I just finished.
I don't think I've lit too many cigars off another cigar.
Yeah,
It doesn't work like a
no
cigarette.
straight up back to back on the cigars. No. Usually,
He's like,
if
I don't
I'm
have a
gonna
problem.
do
You
that,
have a problem.
there's usually a slight break, but
Yeah. But I mean, I hope that kind of answers your question as far as.
Yeah, like I said, it was just a general. What, in your opinion, what would you go with?
Stove.
Okay, if you're talking about just preference, I prefer matches. Matches are my favorite. I would rather do it with that. Whatever's available. Honestly.
matches are really kind of not usable outside, not unless you're in an environment where there's no wind.
Yeah, personal preference is a jet lighter. Always has been. I guess mostly just because I'm lazy and I don't want to fight. All right, got that first match. Shit, ouch. Second match.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, ouch. Which I've done, but I've done the same thing with a cedar spill. So I prefer, light it and go.
I think Grim had something to say on that, and he just didn't say it.
No, I said stove.
Oh, the stove. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen it. I've seen it more with cigarettes though than I've seen with cigars.
Yeah, it's usually cigarettes that happen, but a cigar will work, and I'm not admitting that ever happening in my rental, but
May it told on yourself there a little bit, buddy.
it's all right. Nobody watches this anyways. It's fine.
No, that's not true.
Oh. I know for a fact Marcy does. What?
We didn't even hear from her on that one. Did she?
I know, right?
Nope.
Good. So let's go ahead and get a first light up on these. Mine has a unique flavor to it. It has a unique taste to it. I am starting to get a little bit of film though in my mouth. I'm catching right here at the beginning, and it's very tight. I've had to use my my poker to actually try to get it loosened up a little bit, but I think there's a hard spot right in here. I'm not gonna knock it off for that because I don't think that's normal. I think I just happen to have one with a hard spot. But unique taste. I am starting to get the film, so that's not a good thing for me. But the flavor is pretty good. I kind of like it. How about you, Andy?
I'm with you. It's got kind of a unique flavor. I have a place to get. It's got a little pepper maybe on it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's got a tight draw. It's not, it's the first cut I couldn't draw through, so I just recut it just a little bit further down.
I think I might have to do that too.
It's got a good sized cap on it, so that wasn't a big deal. Outside of that, it's had a little bit of a run in it, but outside of that, it's still burning pretty even at this point. So we'll see how it continues. So far, so good.
Okay. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, pretty much the same as everybody else. I was afraid it was going to be tight. Mine was going to be really tight. So far, it's actually it's burning really well. The draw is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So maybe I got lucky. That's just the way it's intended. But yeah, as far as flavor, yeah, I'm definitely getting pepper. Maybe a little bit of cocoa or something to that effect. But it is unique. But yeah, it's pretty good so far.
Okay. How about you, Grim?
Please hold. Calls important to us, and we answered in the order it was taken. Please hold.
So I'm going to pull a Zach here, and I think the taste that we're all tasting is soft Corinthian leather. And I believe that the soil that they used to grow the leaf that we're smoking right now possibly had something to do with monkey. I can taste it. I taste monkey.
Taste monkey.
I taste monkey.
Monkey and leather.
Monkey and leather.
Monkey leather.
Monkey leather. How
I
about
hope I
you,
did
Robert?
that right, Zach. I hope I didn't disappoint you, bud.
We'll have them check it out.
I am
We'll have him
Yeah.
watch this sooner or later.
easy light up, easy intake, easy output. Tasting Burger King onion rings though.
Yeah.
What the fuck ever. Just trying to
I just-
take my shit.
Well, it's either that or cardamom. I can't figure it out. It's one or the other.
Burger King onion rings, you fucker.
But yeah, I like it. So,
I did tell Ben at one point in time that I'm going to outdo him on the Burger King French fry thing. Like, I want to get to a cigar at one point in time, like further down the line, and I'll be like, man, this is like smoking Windex. This is fucking fantastic.
That's only with Greek cigars.
Put a little wax on it.
It's so fresh and so clean.
That's right. Bruce Chris.
All right, but this week I was watching some of our clips online. Since I have to, edit them, I fucking have to see them all the time. But one that stuck with me a little bit was when we were talking about Ulysses S. Grant and his habit of, smoking cigars and how he got sent 10,000 cigars.
Now they still have some left and that you enjoy them.
Probably, yeah. That's probably where they're from. But can anybody guess how many they suspected he smoked a day?
A day? I mean, does it outdo Churchill's?
Hey,
I'm going to say 18.
very
I was gonna
close.
say 15.
17.
20.
Any other guesses? 20.
22.
They suspected he smoked 20 cigars a day.
Well, when they're that small and that lightly rolled, I think that's an easier
Yeah, if they're
possibility.
not dense, like they're probably like a 10-minute cigar.
Yeah.
Maybe 15.
If that.
I don't know. I didn't suffer that long.
And I didn't count how many of them he chewed on and stuff like that. But it got me thinking about, like cigar lore, like JFK. Supposedly he had somebody go pick up 1,200
He did.
cigars before he put in the embargo. But there's no proof of that.
There's
He
receipts.
smoked all of
boxes
it.
of
That's why there's
cigars.
no proof.
Well,
No,
you
there
can
were
say
cigars
that.
left after. I mean, there were still cigars in his office after his death that he had not smoked.
They keep them in the desk,
Poor.
But I'm pretty
Maybe.
sure,
in the Resolute desk.
if I understand right, he sent Kissinger out the night before he signed. The night that he signed it.
Well, get this though. Nixon was a fan of Cuban cigars, and he already had Cuban cigars in the White House before the embargo went into place. So could that have led into this lore that he went and had them because
Maybe.
Nixon had already had them in there? Could be. I was
it
wondering
Nixon
if anybody
and
else. Yeah, Nixon was with Kennedy. Or was it? No, it was.
Ford.
You're right. It wasn't Nixon.
Nixon and
It was
Ford.
yeah, General Ford, Gerald Ford.
Because
Only
Ford
we
assumed
had
the
a way to
presidency
look
after
that
Kennedy
up.
was shot.
He was
Mhm.
vice president for Eisenhower.
To the internet.
So maybe I have my history wrong. Maybe it is that he went out and got 1,200 cigars
Yeah,
before
I
he put
think
the embargo in place.
the way I've heard the story, and I think the way it's portrayed in the movie, was that he sent Kissinger out. Like right before he signed it, he said, "Look, go get as many of these as you can and bring them back. And when you get
Yeah.
back, here's the signature."
Yeah, he was
Ken-
Dwight D. Eisenhower's vice president.
yeah, because Kennedy was president
So it's
during
Eisenhower.
the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he and that was the whole Bay of Pigs. So
Yep.
it was probably either before or after that he decided, I need to go ahead and import these because shit's getting crazy.
Well, the minute he signed it, they became illegal. You couldn't buy them anymore.
Oh yeah,
So if they were on the shelves at your local cigar shop, they had to come off or be destroyed. Would be my guess.
Send them to the,
No,
the
I don't know
government
if they had
will
to be
dispose of
destroyed.
them for you.
Because I don't think it was illegal to own something that was from Cuba. It was just illegal to import it at that point.
Yeah.
That's what the whole embargo thing is. You can't import it.
Sell
So
it
if they already
while
had
you
it,
can.
probably what happened was they just jacked the price up on all of them. Like, hey, these are the last one you can get. So they were probably getting like, you know, $20 a cigar, which is unheard of then. You know,
Yeah.
like 10 cents. You know, but I was just wondering if anybody else had any more lore like that, because I picked up a couple of other ones I thought were interesting.
No, not off the top
Okay.
of my head.
There was one
All right,
about Clinton, but that's not people.
That one was actually documented truth,
Yeah, that's
was
documented
verified.
fact.
Yep.
according to the Star Report. It was definitely verified. That was on this list, by the way. Mark Twain. Guess how many cigars he smoked a day?
From sun up to sundown. There you go. Enough to get a cigar named
What'd you
after
say,
him. Yeah.
Said enough for him to get a cigar named after him.
Well, that's true.
46.
Well, they said they suspected he smoked 300 a month, which breaks down
10
to like
10 or so
15 a day.
Yeah.
15 a day.
Yeah.
And he was quoted of, you know, if smoking is not allowed in heaven, I'm not going.
I mean, I agree. The amount of cigars Churchill smoked, too.
Yeah, I
Like-
can't remember that number. It's been a
It's
while.
in the
since we
20s.
had- But Churchill was known to, like, he would sit there and chew on a cigar for a lot of the time, too. Like, he wouldn't sit there and just smoke them all the time. He would sit there and just chew on them for hours.
He did it enough to get a shape and a length, a ring gauge and a length named after him, so...
Which is true. Which I actually enjoy. All right, so there was a funny fact. Al Capone during Prohibition used to smuggle in Cuban cigars, even though it wasn't illegal at that time because it was the 1920s. He would smuggle them in to have in his speakeasies, just so he didn't have to pay. So he just didn't have to pay taxes on them.
Yep.
I found that, you know, fascinating. I'm like, you're doing two things illegal. A, you're having a speakeasy, selling booze, but you're so cheap you don't want to pay the taxes on a legal product to get into America, so you're smuggling it in.
You can trace that to the illegal thing, so why not do both?
Right.
So
I mean, if it's too illegal, does it cancel out? Is that like two negatives equal to positive?
yeah.
Is that how that math works?
To go back on the Kennedy thing, I just read that the day before he signed the embargo, he had his press secretary go and buy 1,000 petite Upmans.
Yeah. See? So, remember when I told you that H. Upman?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I heard Schwarzenegger tell the story about smoking cigars with DeVito on the set of Twins.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
That DeVito had refilled the cigar with everybody's favorite 5-leaf plant. And he and
Please tell me they had to film. Please tell me they had to film.
no, but he's like,
Damn it.
he got to set and couldn't remember his lines. Schwarzenegger's like, couldn't remember his lines, couldn't, get through a scene. What the hell's going on? What the hell's wrong with me? DeVito told him later that he'd replace Michael
One
with
of the
weed.
outtakes.
Oh man.
High as hell, motherfucker.
Yeah, he told that on one of the night shows. I can't remember if it was Jimmy Fallon or whatever the hell the other one is. It wasn't Letterman. That's all I remember.
Well, you know that Schwarzenegger and Michael Jordan are actually credited with the huge cigar boom of like the 90s.
That wouldn't
Cigars
surprise me.
made such a huge comeback. It was a lot, in fact, to them because they were in pop culture so heavy and, they enjoyed smoking cigars and they kind of pushed that back into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And that's why we have so many boutiques we do now that have been around, since the 90s.
I don't remember
Thanks,
Michael
guys.
Jordan smoking a lot of cigars.
Michael Jordan smoked a lot of cigars. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
on
He did.
Product Cigar Aficionado. If
They
not the
probably
first.
didn't show him, in on TV smoking
Yeah.
very much, just
No,
because
no.
they don't want to show
He's a
that.
role model.
Yeah, because he was a role model. They didn't do it so much, but he was on the cover of Cigar Aficionado several times.
Well, Schwarzenegger
yeah,
was
he
on
was
the cover a few times too. So has lots of people.
Yeah. But I'm just saying he was an avid cigar smoker, and because of his popularity, it helped, launch, cigars again. Because in the '90s, tobacco was evil, and everybody wanted to get rid of it, and took it off billboards, made sure Joe Camel died. All that
I
shit.
miss
You
Joe.
think he died of lung cancer?
No,
Nah,
Joe Camel did
dehydration.
not die. That was the
The
Marlboro
Marlboro
Man.
Man.
Oh, right.
Joe Cam.
Joe Camel died of dehydration, right?
Joe Camel,
His balls all dried up.
he was in the middle of his sax solo, and he just went out.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that being a big thing back in the 80s and 90s. Like especially in Georgia, in my area, they were avid anti-smoking, anti-tobacco, to where they literally had it taken off all the billboards in my area, all the TV ads. They could not advertise it in Clayton County where I was.
Minimal print ads.
Yeah,
Yep.
they couldn't even do print ads in my area. Well, unless it was like a national magazine, they couldn't help that.
Yeah, you couldn't put them in the paper. But it wasn't in the Clayton News Daily.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't in Clayton News Daily. But
It
it was
not have
crazy.
been in the Playboy. I don't, like I meant to remembering that.
Like those kind of magazines, which they had to put the sleeve in front of, they could advertise it. But nothing local. Which, fun fact,
Thanks, 90s. You suck.
that was also the decade that they had to put the parental advisory on all the CDs because they don't want their children hearing bad words.
And video games, yeah.
I think
They
video
ruined
games
my
are a little bit later
childhood,
though.
Yeah. Well, they did start like a rating system before the ESRB,
Yeah.
but it wasn't really enforced. But I mean, they don't really
I think
enforce it now. But
Nintendo adopted it. They actually started putting like little ratings on their stuff for a while.
well, I remember like they had like the different little logos, or like the KA or whatever, kids,
Yeah.
something.
Kids and everyone, yeah.
Yeah. But now it's just all done by the ESRB, and now they have too much power in the industry. Like they'll tell like different companies that nope, you can't put this in your game, or you're gonna get an adults only rating, and that's gonna mean that you can't basically they won't sell those adult only games inside retail stores. It doesn't really affect people as much as it used to because most things are digital, but
So, I mean, Duke Nukem has a adult only rating. Maybe
I think
Leisure Suit Larry.
yeah, a game like that. Even though that's so stupid, that game is so stupid. It's funny, but it really didn't deserve
Love
the
Laser
epithet.
Suit Larry.
Yeah, Leisure Suit Larry is great. And I learned that if I piss enough, I'll get undrunk.
Mm-hmm.
It was very knowledgeable.
Just me to the retro on the cigar got some pepper to it.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy pepper to it.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Matthew from P&W Cigar Guy, who we've had on the show before, about this cigar because he's a Warped fan. He absolutely
Huge.
loves Warped, everything
Huge.
Warped. And he was telling me about this cigar. There's two different versions of it, and this one's called the Moon something, I think, is what it is.
Hang on, I go look at the conversation.
But I think, well, even like on the Cigars International, it doesn't have the official name of it.
Yeah.
It just says Flor Del Valle, but there's an actual name for it. I didn't know, but Matthew was telling me about it. And just a shout out to him.
Yeah,
'Cause we haven't seen him in a while on the socials.
the Skyflower, y'all were talking about it. The Skyflower was from 2021. It was 5 7/8 by 48. But the Sky Moon is 5.5 by 42. And I think that's what we've got as the 5.5 by.
This is Sky
42.
Moon. Because even the rapper didn't say exactly what it was.
No, it didn't.
It just said Warped. And the barcode was
said
kind
Warped.
enough to take you to the Warped website.
And I was kind of excited about Warp because it's coming out of the Aganorsa factory, and we dig Aganorsa.
Where are we at? About halfway?
That's what I was about to say. I think I'm about halfway already on mine. All right, we can go ahead and review halfway. All right, so on mine, the film on my mouth has kind of backed off. It's got a little bit, but it's not enough to where it's coating my entire mouth. It's kind of just on my tongue, so I'm okay with that. The taste is, or the smoke on it is definitely a medium to heavy, or medium to full for me. And construction's pretty good. It's kind of flaking off a little bit. It's not tightly rolled, or it is tightly rolled, but it's not tightly compact to where it won't flake off really easy if I just tap it. But enjoyable. I'm enjoying it. So there you go. How about you, Andy?
I'm gonna go back to what I said a minute ago. The retro's got some really good pepper to it. I think you're right. It's more of a medium full at this point. And the construction's really good. I had a little bit of a run to start with, but outside of that, it's not been a problem. And it does ash easily, but I think that has more to do with the ring gauge than it does the size.
Probably.
So, but yeah, I mean, so I'm still enjoying the crap out of it. We'll keep up, see how it goes.
All right. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My construction on mine seems to be pretty spot on. I'm not getting any of the flaking like you were saying. It's not coming apart in any way. So as far as that goes, I don't know if that's just the luck of the draw or what. But it's been enjoyable so far. Definitely some pepperiness, which for me, there's definitely a spot where it gets too much, and it's basically at the level at the top where if it went any further, it wouldn't be enjoyable. So for me, it's hitting that exact spot where it needs to be. But flavors are great. So yeah.
And going back to Andy's talk about the pepper on the retro hell, it is overpowering for me. It's way too much for me.
On the retro hell, yeah.
Yeah, on the retro. So for me, it's way too peppery. How about you, Grim?
I feel like I got in a fist fight with this fucking cigar.
Damn.
Okay. Damn. What did it do?
It is so hard to draw off this thing, and I've even punched holes in it and everything. It is so hard to draw off this thing that I'm not relaxing smoking. And that's a huge thing for me for cigars is it should be a relaxing experience. It should be you're unwinding. You're it's too much effort. It's just too much effort.
No, I get you there, man. It's I don't know what it is. I thought it was a hard spot, but evidently a couple other people have said the same thing. It's just hard to draw. And I had to agree with it. It's kind of hard to draw on this one for me. How about you, Robert?
I'm going to echo Grim's thoughts on it. It's not doing what a cigar does. It's supposed to do for me. And long week, you have a cigar, back porch with your pals, relax. It's not there. And the taste that you experienced, I'm experiencing, and I have experienced the whole way through.
Okay. So, all right, let's step back from this and kind of analyze a little bit. So, would you say that this would be in the category of if you just wanted to have a quick smoke it, or since it's not doing what you want it to do and actually relaxing you and taking you out of the moment and being a cigar, it's not even one of those for you? And that goes for both of y'all. Y'all are saying the same thing.
When I think of quick cigar, I think I'm on my way to work or on my way home from work or something like that, something where I'm just quick and easy. And I'm telling you, man, I have to draw so hard from this, it would be a distraction from driving.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I've had a lot of cigars that will do that. It is tight, but it is not the worst I've had by far. But yeah, it sucks.
It's not the worst I've had either, but
that issue.
Especially for such a small, cigar, it's.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
It's not the Jamocha shake from Arby's. First have an aneurysm while you're trying to draw it.
At least there's a payoff for that.
I know exactly what they're saying with it. Because it's
for sure.
For me, it is hard to draw.
I don't know. It's not something I'm paying attention to. I don't feel like I'm having to really pull on it
Yeah.
first.
Not that hard.
So yeah, there's a little effort, but not enough that's causing me a distraction per se.
I mean, it does suck because, I mean, I feel like if you guys didn't have that issue, it'd be pretty enjoyable for you as far as flavor goes, you know.
And flavor's fine, you know. Like I'm not saying I hate that part of the experience.
Yeah.
I don't know that it tastes like soft Corinthian leather anymore. Valerian
Maybe
steel.
Valerian
yes.
steel. I was going to say, you know, somebody left the Corinthian couch out in the weather, and you know it got wet and it turned hard.
Now it's Carpathian. Now it's
I'm gonna keep
I'm not-
coming up with random shit to describe this taste as, because I still actually can't. I really can't place where, you know, I want it to land. So at some point in time, Brussels sprouts might come up.
You
Brussels sprouts. Oh God.
wait. The whole bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts. I might can
Yeah.
get behind that, but that's outside of that, no.
You know,
Only
it's even
because
better.
it's bacon.
It was even better just taking that bacon off and eating that, not the Brussels sprout. Fuck that
Fucking
Brussels
A.
sprout.
Fuck the
Fucking
Brussels
A.
sprouts. Just eat the bacon.
Gibbs, you said something about, you know, asking about if this was a short, if I had a limited time to smoke the cigar, you know, would it still be
Mhm.
enjoyable? Yeah, I think given the speed at which I generally smoke cigars and can generally draw a cigar out, this could be something I could do in lunch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would it be a good like lunch cigar for you? Not necessarily the long day at work, wanting to come home and relax. Because
Yeah,
to me, if you want to
definitely.
do that, you want to do it with the longest cigar,
yeah.
so you can draw it out more and just relax. Like this one, I don't think it was built for that. I really don't. I think it was the you know, the lunchtime cigar, the hey, I want to squeeze in a cigar to relax a little bit before I have to go do something else.
Because fuck talking about all these people.
Yeah, 'cause I don't want to talk to you fuckers. Jesus Christ. I mean, I love you guys,
I love you guys.
but I don't think it would turn me off from Warped
Mm-mm.
based on this one cigar. You know,
No, and if you need reasons not to be turned off from Warped, let me know. There's plenty of Warped cigars
Oh, yeah,
out
I've
there.
heard-
That,
I've heard nothing but good things. It's just this is kind of a, I won't say disappointing introduction, but it's kind of a taste is good, but the construction is kind of off
just
for
below
me.
middle of the road.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not enough to make me say I'll never have another one. It's enough to say I'm going to try another one to see if the first one was just off.
Yeah.
Try something with a bigger ring gauge.
They've lost me as a sponsored imbiber. I will never again.
We'll let your sponsor know.
Does she not watch this? I'm letting her know now.
If you're watching, Penny, no more Warped for Grim.
That's right.
It's not
This
that
is a
bad.
penny cigar.
This particular one, I'm not fond of, but you know, the taste is good enough that I would want to see more of their line at least. You know.
And speaking of Penny, have you seen the updates on her socials about the bar starting to come
Good
along
God,
really
I
well?
want to go I so want to go hang out at the bar.
Yeah, I want to go hang out at the bar and get a couple of cigars, and hopefully they'll get the lounge open soon. I don't even think the lounge is open yet.
It's not. No, they've got to have a smoking section, and somehow they have to have a non-smoking section. And
Well,
Yeah.
Does
bar,
that figure in?
bar. That's why.
bar. The non-smoking
bar,
section
that's-
honestly should be outside.
Or in the bathroom.
Yeah.
No one should be
I'm gonna
smoking in the
suck beer
bathroom.
in winter.
We'll put you a
I'm back
space
next
heater
to
up
the
there.
dumpster.
Or put the non-smoking behind a glass pane? Because it's normally the other way around. The smokers have to go into the glass room.
Like the
Put the
airport.
non-smokers, Put the non-smokers in the
Yeah.
glass room.
The
Yeah, put
non-smoking
them in the glass
aquarium.
box.
We used to call those smokers aquariums when I worked there.
Yeah.
They're like a
Man,
sometimes
I
they're like a fucking greenhouse. They're just like they bake you as soon as you walk in.
The
Dude, I've
best
seen those
one
re-
I ever saw was at the airport in Vegas, where you walked in and there was so much smoke in that fucking lounge that it looked like it was frosted glass.
Yeah, I've seen that in Atlanta.
Yeah, like the walls are freaking brown. That's not paint.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it
not
was all
paint.
glass. It was all glass, all the way
Oh, wow.
around,
Ugh.
like floor to ceiling, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it looked like that glass was frosted because there was so much smoke in there.
yeah. I've
I
seen
hate to
that
was like,
clean
before
that
there.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. The air filters were not turned on that day. That's for sure.
I remember doing walkthroughs because of having been a field tech for an airline in Atlanta. I remember doing walkthroughs like middle of the day and walking by. One of the guys I worked with was a heavy smoker, and you kind of know where all the places to smoke on the concourse are and downstairs, and you eventually you work with somebody long enough that smokes, you know where all the hidey holes are that you have access to with a badge. But we're walking on the concourse, and he's like, "I'm gonna dip in here and grab a cigarette." I said, dude, the minute that door opens, all you're gonna have to do is go in a couple of times, and you don't even have to light one up. It's like a free cigarette.
Yep.
Yeah, but it might smell like Parliament. That's not a trade-off I want to do.
Parliament.
Don't you mean Pall Mall or whatever? What was it?
No, Parliament's a cigarette too. Yeah, Pall
Oh,
Mall,
Parliament is a cigarette. You're right. You're right.
Virginia Slims,
Ugh.
or
Last,
worse, Black and Mild.
third of this cigar, is it picking up in intensity for you guys?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Flavor changed a little bit too, though.
Yeah.
Mine got harder to draw. I poked it like 6 times and it's gotten harder.
Phrasing?
I think.
No.
Yeah.
I meant what I said.
My words were thought out,
Mm-hmm.
carefully constructed.
I'm gonna take the band
But yeah,
off.
no, it is getting harder. Like I thought that was going to be an easier thing when it got smaller, but no, it's
That's what I thought. I mean, like I said, I thought there was a hard spot in this, but evidently not because I'm like squishing it and I don't feel
it
anything.
just goes hard, you know.
It does.
Like
Getting
being
it excited
squished.
enough, it just gets harder and harder.
And quit
I
playing with
guess
it
I
so
got
much.
soft lips. I just got soft lips. That's what it is. It's enjoyable
Moist
for the
soft
cigar
lips.
as well.
Pucker up, Buttercup.
Billy called it out earlier, and you got your band off better than I did. There's a QR code on the inside of the band.
I tried to get the band off the regular way and I ripped it, so I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
slid it off.
Mine. It's blowing away in the wind. I don't know where mine went.
Mine didn't even try to come off the regular way; it just immediately ripped.
Hey, my first real construction issue. It split.
Mm.
That's no bueno.
It ain't falling apart, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot to bring up. I had some, like I said, I had a couple of interesting facts about Warped. Since they are new to us, or at least it's new to most of us, because I think Andy, I think you're the only one that's actually had a Warped cigar before. Warped does not have big ring gauge. They don't have large ring gauges.
50 might
What?
be their biggest.
50.
I think
Yeah.
50 is their biggest. They don't have anything 60 or above.
Well, with as much
Which is
tobacco
fine
they
by me.
pack this with, I couldn't imagine what a 6 gauge would do, anyways.
Yeah.
We're losing money selling it this way.
And they also only do things in small batches.
Yeah, they are really boutique.
Yeah, they're very, very boutique. Maybe that's something we need to ask them at PCA.
Why they
the
don't
hell
have
is
bigger
wrong
range
with you?
gauges?
Yeah, why they don't have a larger range gauge? Or at least, like try a limited run of one and see how it goes.
I'm going to need you to ask that question. I'm going to ask terrible things.
Are you going?
They'll come up to me and be like, Grim, what's your question? I'll be like, why did your cigar punch me in the face?
It was rude.
Right in the face.
Right in the face hole.
Matter of fact, I got missing teeth now. Look at this shit.
Wait a minute.
Hey, man, use it to your
Wait
advantage.
a minute. Oh. I quit.
I mean, I was going to say that's why I got a gap in my teeth. It was trying to get out of the way of the fucking cigar.
They all just topped up and moved over.
They just moved out of the way like, fuck, coming in.
Excuse me, I forgot my drink.
Bye, Grim.
Winning
We
number.
love you.
276 from Grim. What does your shirt say? Eat burgers, not brains?
Eat burgers,
back.
not brains.
The Vortex,
Vortex,
baby.
right? Yeah. Vortex.
You know, I'm actually really. We went to every year for my birthday. I go to the Vortex and I get a shirt or something. You know, just to like, hey, it's my birthday, hooray! You know, and they've gotten rid of all their merch, with the
that
exception of
sucks.
one shirt.
No,
Really?
What the hell?
They have one shirt left. That's it.
But they still have good burgers, though. That's really all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, the fat means agreeing with you.
That's all that matters.
Yep. To this day, you know, I love that zombie apocalypse burger from there. It's my favorite.
Alpine
it's my
Steakhouse
favorite.
for me, man. That and the cheese balls of glory.
I mean, I've heard good things about the triple coronary bypass, but haven't had that.
Wow, people don't live to that usually.
I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid of it because it's so massive.
Buddy of
They have
mine,
a poster by the
got
front
one.
door that shows the difference in the sizes of those things, and like the quadruple bypass. Nobody should eat that. It's not. That could feed a small village.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be shared. It's not supposed to be like one person eating that shit.
When's the
It's
last
like
time you looked at someone and was like, "Hey, I want to share my
$50
burger with you"?
I mean, you do have a point.
I'm going to do that to you now. We're going to go out to eat somewhere and be like, "Hey, man, you want to share a burger?"
If it's the triple or quadruple bypass, yeah, I'll share it with you.
Have you met Ben? He's frugal enough to go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm a cheap motherfucker. I will definitely say yes. Like we're at McDonald's. You got like a
The two
double
cheeseburger
quarter
meal,
pounder
man.
with cheese or a 2 cheeseburger meal. I was like, sure, I'll have that with you.
Get your own drink, though. I'm not drinking after you.
Shit, we're going 50-50. We're going 50-50, goddammit.
Can I get a cup of ice?
No. You can get 2 straws, 1 drink. Which brings up other
Right.
horrible images. But,
And I'm
okay. It's
I'm also not wasteful, so yeah, of course.
with Kristen's health challenges that she's had and the way her diet's changed over the last couple of years, we do tend to share a hell of a lot more meals.
Yeah.
You know, I
Me
don't
and
know
Eric
how,
will share meals from time to time. Like when we go to like a ranchero or whatever, and we just want some queso. Like we'll get like a pollo blanco or something, and just have 2 forks and share between the 2 of us.
yeah.
Why not?
She can have more cheese than I can, so there's that.
Oh, Andy, you can have all the cheese you want. It's just the amount of time you want to spend in the bathroom afterwards.
Oh, that time doesn't change. It's just how long I got to get there, depending on the amount of cheese. We had freaking
What's
pizza.
wrong, Andy? I misjudged it.
Yep. Yep.
We gotta go home. We gotta go
We gotta
home.
go now.
We have to go home.
Too late. Where's the bathroom?
I need new pants.
Yep.
Go to that store over there and find me some.
That's why all the cheesy places he eats at next to a Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Nowhere all the
You're
bathrooms
gonna
are
ruin
between
2
restaurant
pairs
and
of
home.
pants. Anyway, you've already
Not just
ruined the
one.
first pair. No, that second pair is going to get some remnants. I mean,
That's true.
I'm just saying. So you might as well go to Goodwill, get you another pair, and just toss those 2 when you're done.
I mean, yeah, if you shit yourself, you got a mess. It's not like it's not like you're wiping yourself down at that point.
No.
yeah, you haven't fully taken a shower at that point. So therefore, that second pair needs to do the old
you
Jack
donate
Reacher.
the first pair?
No, you do not.
No, you
that
ball
part
them
of
up,
Jack
you throw them in
Reacher
the
do not
trash.
do. Yes.
Put them in a hazmat bag, throw them in the trash.
Put it in the donation box. Be like, it's someone else's problem now.
Why are these all crusty? And oh
What
my
the hell is
god!
that smell?
Oh God! That's where the smell in the box was.
I wonder how many times that has actually happened at a Goodwill, where you just open a box, you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the last winter sale, but the last summer consignment sale that Kristen worked, the gals had gotten a donation, or somebody was trying to consign clothes that had a funny smell. Kristen and I, she'd done her early shopping, and one of the leaders goes, "Hey, Kristen's husband, can you come smell this?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, I'm not the one with the smells. Kristen's the one that does the smells, because my wife can smell anything not normal 100 feet away. Like when the cat pees outside the litter box, Kristen knows it before she even walks in the door. And I'm like, but sure, why not? Come smell this. She takes Kristen and I back there. We think that this has a funny smell. And as we get closer, you can start to smell it. And it's not poo. It's like somebody had stored something in an attic and something had died in the box or next to the box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was that dead mouse, dead, something smell. And like, yeah, that can't get, you can't sell that. It's like, we didn't think so, but we wanted to make sure it wasn't just us. Like, oh, it's not. Whatever that is was dead.
Hmm.
In the vicinity or on whatever the hell they're trying to consign. No, that's not how this works.
Okay, well, this is
Speaking
falling
of-
apart, so I'm just gonna put this right over here.
Retire that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get the pick out here in a second. But speaking of funky smells, did you hear that they're trying to pass? It's not regulation. They're trying to pass something in Georgia to where restaurants can refuse the right to service if you smell too much like weed.
And where's
Okay.
this is Georgia?
It doesn't affect me.
This is
believe
Georgia.
that.
This is Georgia.
I believe that. I believe that.
So, yeah, if you smell so much like weed, they have the right to. I mean, they have the right to not serve you anyway, but they're trying to pass it.
Right to refuse, yeah.
Yeah, they have the right to refuse, but they're trying to pass it where if you smell too much like weed, where it's overpowering, they can just say, "Get out."
That's the entire inside of the 285 perimeter. That the entire thing smells like weed.
Yep.
I know. You get on the road, as soon as you hit the inside the perimeter, past 285, it smells like weed. There's somebody in
That guy
traffic
right there.
smoking.
Oh yeah.
I know. It's somebody in traffic is smoking weed.
I have a problem with that though. Have you ever had munchies before? Like they're really turning down like excellent business. Like that guy's tab is going to be.
Well, nobody said you
$50
can't go to
more.
Taco Bell at 2:00 in the morning. And swing through the drive-through.
Yeah. Well, but that brings me
11
back.
chalupas.
What do you have made? I just want whatever's made. Just throw it in a bag, charge me for that, and I'm good.
So you guys are about to close.
Um,
give me everything.
Give me
I'm going to
everything.
give you a check and it's going to be signed. You put whatever number you need to on it.
Just give me.
What's
give
the
me.
check, sir?
But that
All right,
gets,
that's the
gets me
second time.
thinking. Are they going to try now to engineer a pot leaf that doesn't give off that smell? Because if you think about it, once it gets to a certain point to where it's a problem and people start not getting served because they smell like weed but they still want to go out, are they going to try to start genetically modifying weed to have less of a smell when it's smoked?
That brings up a good question, but I'm going to follow that up with a secondary question. For those of us that smoke, a couple, 3 cigars, 20 cigars a day, or have been smoking since in utero, can we get some of that for the tobacco too? But how does that affect flavor? I'm not a weed smoker.
I mean,
I don't know anything
is
about
flavor.
weed.
So I don't know how
Yeah.
you fight that.
Yeah.
But that'll also bleed over into cigars. If you smell too much like
Yeah.
smoke from a cigar,
cigarettes,
or
for
you
that
smell
matter.
too much like for cigarettes, are they now going to be able to say, "Well, you stink, you can't eat here"?
I mean, with something like weed, I mean, I can see like, for me, that is along the same lines as like public intoxication. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you smell that heavily, then you're freaking.
Your hair is a kite.
Yeah. So I mean,
but not. I don't think there's any laws against. In Atlanta, at least, I don't think there's any laws against being high in public as long as you're not behind the wheel of a car or doing something that it's not the same as like public intoxication.
I wonder if
You
they
could be
can
high
fit
in
it under.
public.
I wonder if they can, bundle it under public intoxication.
Maybe that'll change. Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
like public intoxication. You're high, you shouldn't be in public. But right now, it's not like that. You can be high in public as long as you're not operating a vehicle or doing something stupid.
Define stupid.
If I would do
The
it.
stupid shit you do when you get drunk. How about that? I missed that. What was that?
I said if I would do it.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was just something to think about because, like, at that point, there are medicinal uses for marijuana and things like that. But once you start engineering the plant and stuff, it starts becoming less, I won't say okay for you, but less medicinal, more engineered.
Recreational.
Yeah.
I think the whole point is, for me, it is a public versus private thing. I mean, for me, it's like do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home, but as soon as you go out in public, you should have a certain code of conduct.
Well,
That's fair.
I'll put this out there. How many of you drank alcohol before you were 21 in the confines of your own, of your own property?
I did it outside of my property. Like,
I did too, but I mean, that being on your property is not, the public's problem.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
The old, I'd rather you get drunk at my house underage than out in public.
But it was just, it was a fleeting thought that I had because I was like, I mean, that opens up the door for so many other things. Like, will they start going back to the cigar people who smoke? And they're like, you smell too much like cigar smoke. We're not going to serve you. You smell too much like cigarettes. We're not going to serve you.
Notice we left pipes out of that because everybody loves the way the pipe smells.
Because the pipes freaking have aromatics that just smell good. I don't know what it is about them, man.
I still stand by what I said. If it smells good in the jar, it tastes like shit.
That's usually true.
But I'm sure the guys at Smoking Sounds would probably tell me differently.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
smoke more pipes than I do.
I do dig a pipe too, though. So
Oh yeah, I mean, usually it is the case though. The more aromatic tobacco, the less it actually tastes good.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like the Black Cavendish, I think is like, as far as aromatics go, about as far as I would go. Like, so when you start putting like flavors in there, they start to really not taste very good. They smell great though.
yeah. Well, I don't know, the Irish cream that I've had up there, I really enjoy that. But I wouldn't say that was like a really aromatic tobacco.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it depends blend to blend, but I mean, as a general rule, I think that's probably the case.
Maybe that's why I don't like flavored cigars.
Could be.
Yeah.
Oh, they just taste like shit in general.
Well, for me,
Terrible.
flavored cigars don't taste. They usually don't taste the flavor that you're smoking.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste anything like cherries. This tastes like ass.
Some of those acids, like I had that, I don't remember. I think me and you had it, Ben. It was like the acid 20.
Yeah.
Was
And
it the Cuba Cuba?
It had like all these like different
On a Cuba
flavors
Cuba.
in the description. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck they're getting these flavor notes from. I didn't taste any of that.
I say that every time I read a cigar review.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that 10th anniversary, 20th, whatever we smoked, wasn't a bad cigar by acid though.
Which was bad, but it just didn't taste anything like the description.
No, it didn't. And that probably helped me on the backside because I didn't read what it tasted like.
Yeah.
I didn't care what it tasted like. I just want to see what it tasted like.
Yeah, I generally don't read tasting notes until we're halfway through or almost done with the cigar, especially if I haven't had it before.
Well, I mean, yeah, because then you kind of compare it to what you experience versus like what
Right.
you're expecting.
Yeah. Because for me, since I don't pull out those notes that they usually say, I don't want to read it because I don't want to sit there in the back of my head. I don't taste cocoa. I don't taste,
Where's
leather. I
the
don't
fucking
taste
caramel, man? I want the caramel.
Yeah, where's that caramel they're fucking talking about? It's
Why
not
doesn't it
fucking
taste like
there.
caramel? Why does it taste like ice cream? Damn it. This doesn't taste anything like Rocky Road.
I don't know, that grape thing I had actually tasted great.
But for
Okay,
how long?
The whole thing.
really?
Yes.
Wow. That was a CAO, right?
I
No.
know that was,
Tatiana?
Tatiana.
Yeah.
I even tasted it 3 hours later. It was like, never again.
Why does my Dr. Pepper taste like grape Kool-Aid?
Well, like after our last recording, I had a cigar that it was a penny cigar from, I don't remember who the hell it was from now, but it had a little bit of a sweet tip to it, but it didn't taste super sweet. It wasn't a really sweet cigar, and it didn't last long enough to tie over past, I don't know, maybe even halfway through the cigar. I could taste it on the first, maybe the first third. That was it.
Yeah. I do like a sweet tip cigar, though. I'll admit. I do like it.
Yeah.
Not a flavor, but a sweet tip. I don't know what is it about this one, but like here towards the end, I'm having to sit there and touch it up and touch it up and touch it up. It's just not staying lit.
Mine did pretty good all the way to the end, so I don't know. I mean, it really kicked up on the pepper near the end, though. So, yeah.
Mine's also falling apart like Robert's did at the end too.
Mine's not falling apart.
Yeah, mine stayed pretty good.
Now look,
Damn.
Ugh.
yeah, it's like it almost
You get a
kind
hard.
of
It looks like you get a
exploded.
hard spot.
That's what that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I had a hard spot right there. That's why I kept poking it about that far. And that definitely affected the draw on it.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's been
So
pretty
those-
good so far.
Well, the taste is still there for me. I do like that taste. Ashton, look at it. It's like,
Help me,
help me.
help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We are a talkative bunch today.
I
We
know,
are, man.
right?
Billy's
that's
looking
cool.
at his phone.
No.
I had,
Andy's
to
jerking
give, I had to
off.
give Lucas more time on on the Xbox. Sorry, damn kids.
Yeah, what am I doing?
Play with your ears.
Yes.
I'm just
Actually,
thinking what I may have for a second cigar.
I don't know.
I'm
that I
watching
can have
two
another
birds
one
fight
after
as a
this.
cat approaches.
Yeah,
My
I
money's
don't
on
know.
the cat.
Y'all better watch it.
There's a
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
there's a daughter and a daughter and a father
So bad for your meow.
fishing. It's actually really pretty nice out here today. So
Yeah, it's nice out here today,
I'm
except for
enjoying
it.
the wind.
Yeah.
The wind has picked up a lot.
that's right. Y'all had storms last night. How'd that go?
It
We're
didn't.
fine. I mean,
It was fine. It was nothing what they were kind of saying it was going to be. Every
Yeah.
time there's any sort of a mild storm, they're like, "Everybody get ready! It's going to be the
Yeah.
storm of the century."
I really feel
Yeah,
like they
well-
realize people pay attention when they say the storms are terrifying, and they like really ratchet up the fear there, and that's how they get ratings. Our ratings are dropping right
these-
now. What are we gonna do? The storm looks like it's fucking
Storm
fierce.
of the century.
We had
but the thing was, they started on Monday here.
really.
It's talking about, they started on Monday saying, "Oh, there's gonna be bad storms at the end of the week. Bad storms.
Yeah.
Everybody be careful."
They keep building it up.
Yeah, and then when it gets here, it was intermediate. It was intermediate. It literally would start, and it would stop, and it would start, and it would stop all night.
Yeah.
And I know because I was up for it. Because
I
by the
told
time
you.
I started to fall asleep, it started getting strong.
I told Gibbs. I mean, it started at like 5:45 and ended right before he and I got on the phone for some work-related stuff. At like 6:55, I was like, maybe I should go back in the house. Waited, that 5 minutes, and it was done. That was it. It rained again after we got off the phone at like 9. It was just rain. That was it. We were done. Clouds moved out. Sun came out by lunch.
I think you're right, Grim. I think you're onto something. I think they literally, once they see there's a big storm cell, they immediately can start saying, "Oh, let's start hyping this up. Let's start getting some more ratings because people are going to watch us. If we have, they'll be watching us all the way up till 2:00 in the morning when the storm comes."
And I had it playing while I was smoking a cigar out here last night. I was like, if the storm's gonna take me, it's gonna take me. I'm gonna smoke through it.
Those are my favorite things to do.
Uh-huh.
I love sitting on the patio smoking a cigar in a freaking storm.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's a good time. And last night was pretty good too, but it wasn't nearly like I got halfway through and was realizing that it was overhyped, and I was like, oh.
Right after we moved here 5 years ago, this area of New Orleans, or this area of Louisiana, had their first hurricane warning. I shit you not. I sat out here exactly where the beer fridge is in a camp chair with a cup of coffee and my laptop. Oh, this is fun. Look at the wind and the rain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play down there. There has been bad weather come through, but how do I know that wasn't bad last night? My kid did not wake up.
Nice.
I know it wasn't bad because my kid saw it, was like, this is boring, I'm going to bed.
Pretty much. Pretty much. She was like, even before she was like, when it was supposed to get started, like around 10:30, 11 o'clock, she was like, yeah, it ain't going to be bad. I want to go to sleep. So she curled up on the couch, went to sleep. Nothing. Rest of the night, she was out. But if there's a storm, she'll come into our room and she'll be like, it's storming pretty bad.
Toilets.
Yep, last
going
night.
in this other house too. It's all right. Go back to bed.
Yeah, well, but you know, it's your kid. You're definitely gonna be like, come on, crawl into bed. We'll ride it out. I do with my kid, maybe not your kid, Andy.
Well, I hope you wouldn't do it with Andy's kid.
Yeah, appreciate that, Robert.
I don't know. I like his kids a little bit. Stay at the end of the bed. You can sleep
Yeah,
down
down
there.
by the feet.
Yeah, down
You
by the
curl up
feet.
on the floor at the foot of the bed. Actually, you know what? Go curl up on the couch. I don't care. There's not enough room on my bed for this. Stop it.
Clothes hamper.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wasn't a good parent, but the last time my child, like years and years ago, came, was like, "Oh, it's storming, you know, or it's bad. I'm scared." We were like, both me and Erica were like, "You're old enough. Go deal with it. Bye."
Go deal with it.
Go deal with it.
You'll be all right. We'll come get you to anything going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm just a big softy.
Yeah, you are.
She's a cute kid.
Or I'm
You
a
know.
terrible parent. It doesn't.
You have daughters. I
It's
have boys. You have a daughter. I've got boys. It's
Yeah, there's a big difference how you treat the sex of your child. Man child, dad, deal with it. Female child, okay. I see it all day.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I think I'm getting to the end of mine.
yeah. I'm pretty close to mine.
How's
Go for
everybody else? I know Robert's already out.
Yeah,
Billy
I'm
looks
good.
like he's out.
Yep.
All right, so closing notes on this. Besides the tight draw and the explosion at the end here, it didn't get past the medium full for me. I know y'all saying it was peppery and it kicked up. It didn't kick up for me at the end like I was expecting it to since y'all had said it. Taste though, good taste. I really like the taste of the cigar. And for my rating, because of the issues, because of the tightness, because there was more negatives than I have positives for it, it's probably going to be like a 3.5. But it's not going to turn me off from Warp. Don't get me wrong. I've heard so many good things about it. I just kind of disappointing that this was my first introduction to it. But I'm definitely going to give him another chance on maybe another cigar and see how it goes. But 3.5 is mine. How about you, Andy?
Yeah, the draw was a little tight. It wasn't nearly as tight as, or at least it doesn't seem to be as tight as it was for the rest of y'all. Medium full for sure. The pepper retro shit. Pepper on the retro, yeah, word's hard. Pepper on the retro kind of died off in the last third. It's not as peppery, but the flavors are still good. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I've had better Warped cigars that I would definitely probably rate higher. But I think it's a good intro.
Okay, that's fair. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing as you guys. Draw on mine was fairly tight, but it wasn't like you guys were saying. But other than that, the pepperiness was pretty intense, but not overly done. Towards the end, I did get kind of got the opposite of yours, Ben. Was like a little more pepper towards the end, and I did get briefly on the retro hell. I got a little bit of kerosene or like chemically kind of.
Yeah,
But
Damn.
just on the smell, not the taste, But and it wasn't
Okay.
like really unpleasant. But other than that, yeah, it was pretty good. I think that 3.5 rating, I'm going to agree with. Definitely not a bad cigar, but and I would definitely I would definitely try Warp again.
So we got Burger King onion rings and kerosene in the description. Are we showing the cigar? I'm just saying. How about you, Grim? Okay. We need to go ahead and go to Rob.
Okay, so I've already voiced my opinion as far as it's a very tough draw. I wasn't getting what I wanted to. It was not a relaxing cigar. The flavor was good. I will say that I enjoyed that from what I got from it. But 3.5 and he's getting that high because of the flavor. I shouldn't fight that hard to enjoy a cigar.
I agree. And my, continuously having to keep it lit and things like that pulled it down for me.
Yep.
So I agree with you there. Robert?
3-0. Like I said, it was a fight for me to smoke it. I didn't get the calming thing that I normally have when I'm out here having a cigar with y'all. The fact that it fell apart towards the end of it, okay, I'll definitely try another. But I don't think I'm going to rush to try. It's something that I'll try again, but I'm not going to go, oh, I need to go get one. If I see this and a grape one, I'll have to decide that.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, I want to try another one just so I can figure out if it was just this one or if it was the whole line.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, totally.
Did anybody else get hints of Subway meatball sub?
That's what
Not
that
this time.
was.
Oh yeah.
And
Maybe a little
if you're
marinara.
keeping count at home, hints of marinara. If you're keeping count at home, nobody got any points for Song Ninja this week.
We all.
I forgot we were doing that. I'm still reading chant though. Yay!
You
still
did
alive,
get the first one. You got the first round of it, but nobody got any points this time around. I've been paying very close attention to that. Grim did try. Grim had some song lyrics in there, and it took me everything I could not to sing along, but I didn't do it. But we're still doing.
Wait, which one was it? I don't remember what I said at this point. Like it's
No, I'm not going to get it because I have to sing it. So
Sneaky bastard.
But we want to give a big thank you to Penny's Public House, of course. She hooks it up with the cigars, and we love her for it. And go show her some love. Go to her website, penniespublichouse.com.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, penniespublichouse.com. See the progress on how the shop's going and everything like that, because it's on there too. And check out her stuff. And also, if you like the leaf cutters, please like and subscribe to us. It does help us out on the back end, and we appreciate the support by doing that. So if you want to support us, that's the biggest way to do it right there. Like and subscribe. I know we don't like saying that because everybody says like it. Hit that like button, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, it does help us out. So if you could, we appreciate it. And we do have some merch now on TeePublic. Just go on TeePublic and look for the Leaf Cutters podcast, and our stuff will pop up for you, and you can choose between 3 different kinds of our logo and put it on different things. It's kind of fun going in there and doing it because you can see different shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs and things like that with our logo on it and see how it looks. So it's pretty cool. And then change it out if you don't like the way it looks. You can change the logo so it fits more to your taste. And on that note, I'm going to say good night.
See ya.
Good night, y'all.
Later.